Howdy guys, we're gonna get into this. So I'm doing voiceovers now because I keep getting copyright things based on the music in the background. So you're gonna have the pleasure of hearing my voice, but don't bother too much with listening to my technical expertise because I want you to see what you see, not what I tell you to see. And I'm not very good at telling you technical things in the first place. So watch, don't listen, your choice. Listen to my tomfoolery. Anyway, so at the start of this, she tries to pull guard, but she doesn't control the hips when she pulls guard, so she can't control the posture. She had good grips when she pulled guard, but she did not control the hips with the proper tension, which didn't allow her to actually suck me into her guard. She's getting good posture here, but I get that underhook, and then she gets her underhook, goes for that little toss, right? And then right here, she's going to have a little bit of difficulty passing the guard, right? The reason why is because knee shields. Knee shields are very powerful. If you don't address them, you won't be going anywhere. You can do a lot of things, shuck them down and stuff like that, but it's harder to do than you think. And then, obviously, we end up in guard because the knee shield. And then because the same principle right here of throwing that knee shield in, very easy sweep because she does not pass the leg. She tries to control it by putting her hand on it. But the purpose of that is literally to sweep underneath, not to leave it there. And here I'll work into the triangle position because her arms were rather straight while I was there. You'll see here that she will try to gain posture here by looking up, right? And then she'll put her hand on the other side of the hip, and I'm like, nope. Attack towards the fulcrum because the fulcrum is where you want to go. You can absolutely attack a triangle in many different ways to get out of it. I just think everything is better if when you attack it at the fulcrum, right? So if you are no longer in danger of being choked out, I believe that you should isolate the hands more and then attack it higher up in the knee and then work your shoulders out, etc. Here I go for another sweep, and we're going to go right back into it so she can get another try at it. She's going to have to gain posture first, so she's going to rotate. I'm going to take my head out of the equation because I like my neck. So when she rotates, she's still at a disadvantaged position because of that she's lying on her back, and now she's going to come up, and this is much better to fight a triangle. It's much easier to fight the fulcrum point, right? Because the foot is the lock, right? You're being held down by the leg on your back. The choke is obviously the squeezing of the knees and such, and the removal of the space in between your neck and your arm. And here you'll see she does a much better job of knee cutting, but her pressure turns too much sideways and makes for an easy sweep. It looks like I would just threw her over, but because she was so sideways, just a little bit of pressure was able to take her over to the other side. Here I'm keeping an inside arm. I don't always recommend that. It makes a good a pillar point for you to be able to transition and go for sweeps. But if people are speedy or dangerous, I would highly recommend not doing that because flying triangles and arm bars and such, it's a good way to lose a joint if you do not know your partner and they don't care about your safety. But luckily, I have good training partners, so she's doing a good job here of getting that deeper spot. But here again, you'll see her leg is too bent when she pulls guard. She wants to suck me into her guard, so I understand. But because she's not controlling the hip pressure, she was not going to get it. And then I just step over to mount because of lazy feet. When you get lazy feet, it happens. But doing an Ezekiel threat here, I think. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I threaten the Ezekiel to get her to think because of how sideways my body is right now. I'm leaning really hard to one side, so she literally just has to roll over. Yep. And then all she has to do to posture up is to beat that Ezekiel because it's not going to happen. You can squeeze all you want on that, but if they know how to posture up, they're going to be able to escape. And then right here, she's trying to do a standard knee butt escape for the guard, but she's missing a key component. She's got the knee right on the butt, right on the tailbone. She's got good hand placement for the hips, but she's not using her back as like an angry cat, so she's not pushing her hips backwards to her heels, right? So she's doing it all right, and then I show her that, and it's super easy, and I can't fight that, right? I can keep my guard closed for a lot of things, and then right here, I'll put that knee shield, put the guard right for the sweep. Coming up on top, well, you see I never let go of her lapel because it allows a control point even if I need to push her back so she can't come up on top of me. Same thing here. She's doing a really good job of driving into me to come up on top. That allows that pressure. And now I'm just trying to sit up into her. Threaten some silly stuff that I'm not going to actually get. But I'm just pressing, and she's going to post. And this post is what I was looking for, so I could isolate her arm, so she could understand the dangers of sitting too far back. And then I go to a razor lock, I think is what it's called. And this razor lock, I'm going to fiddle with her hands so she can understand her danger. But she needs to press into me instead of turn away, like grabbing the back of the head, because this will remove the tension on the elbow. You drive it through. I've got nothing to stop her from driving towards me for the elbow, but I have everything to stop her from pulling away from me. So I'll go to the rotational sweep here because we're going to work that top position. Yeah, don't sweat on your partners. Clean your face. Yeah, so I'm going to grab that inside. I'm probably going to work on isolating that arm up because of how she has it, but I'm gonna let this go because she's gonna trap and roll me. But a lot of people, when they trap and roll, they don't get the elbow pinned in. They just trap the elbow and they can't get the body to turn sideways a little bit. The more sideways the body, again, the easier it will be to roll them, right? If you just pull the elbow in, you will have it trapped, but then you better have a good hip bump. If you can get the elbow to torsion, just like I'm trying to explain here, you will be able to side profile them a little bit, and it makes it much easier to change their CG and get their body line into a blade. And blades are easier to move than stones. Flat stones versus blades. And you'll see that my legs here, I have them walking up towards that triangle. I'm controlling her shoulder here, right? And she does a good job of stacking. And then right here, she should be able to pass, right? When people do this, they've got to be careful of, obviously, change of transmission, your arms. You've got the choke and whatnot. But she literally just presses it, and then right here, easy sweep because she's still pressing in. And this is going to get close towards the end of the roll here. I'm going to put this little, again, I think it's called a razor arm bar. I think it's just an arm bar. It is what it is. But, yep, that's the end of the roll.